They taught you to be good. They told you to be patient, to be forgiving. They said, don't be selfish. Think of others. They told you not to raise your voice, not to fight, to settle for less than you deserve. Because, they said, that's just what good people do. And you did everything they told you. So, where are you now? The person who hurt you is still in your life. The person who looks down on you is still winning. You're still waiting, still forgiving, still being understanding. And deep down, there's something you can't tell anyone. Being this good shouldn't hurt this much. Dostoevsky wrote about this in 1869, and even back then, nobody listened. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a character. I won't tell you his name just yet, but you'll recognize him. Because many times, maybe even right now, you are exactly like him, the best person in the world. And that's exactly why, just like him, you're going to fall apart. Prince Myshkin is an epileptic. After years of treatment in Switzerland, he returns to Russia. He has no money, no connections, no plan. But he has one thing: pure, absolute, perfect goodness. He doesn't lie. He doesn't manipulate. He doesn't calculate. If he sees someone suffering, he truly feels it. It's not a performance. It's not a strategy. It's just feeling. And Dostoevsky calls him the idiot. Why? Because in this world, pure goodness is idiocy. Because the person who doesn't calculate always becomes the victim of the one who does. Because the person who refuses to manipulate is always the one who gets manipulated. This is not a moral judgment. This is a mechanical fact about how power works. Picture this: a dinner party in St. Petersburg, 1868. Everyone in that room is playing a role. The general performs authority. The socialite performs grace. The merchant performs respectability. They have been doing this their entire lives. They barely notice anymore. The mask has become the face. And then Myshkin walks in. Myshkin walks into a room full of people who are performing wealth, performing kindness, performing virtue. And he is the only one in that room who isn't performing anything at all. That is why they destroy him. Myshkin loves two women: Nastasia, traumatized, broken, programmed for self-destruction. Aglaya, sharp, ambitious, clear-eyed about the world. Myshkin tries to save them both. He ruins them both. But ask yourself, was Myshkin a bad person? No. Then why did everything collapse? Because Dostoevsky is telling you something deeply uncomfortable. He is not telling you that evil wins. He is telling you something worse than that. He is telling you this: being good isn't enough. In fact, sometimes, being good is exactly what destroys you. Now stop here. Because this book is not about Myshkin. This book is about you. And the question is not whether you are good. The question is, why are you good? And what does it cost you? Nietzsche said this: slave morality is the value system the weak developed against the strong. They call patience a virtue because they have no capacity for impatience. They call humility a virtue because they have no power to feel proud. They call forgiveness a virtue because they cannot take revenge. And you called this goodness. Who taught you to be good? Think about your family. Think about your teachers. Think about the expectations placed on you before you were old enough to question them. Every single one of them told you the same thing. Step back. Put others first. Be quiet. Wait. You will get what you deserve. That is not a system of virtue. That is a system of obedience. Myshkin didn't internalize this system. He simply was this way, organically, completely, without learning it. But you were taught. And goodness that is taught is not real goodness. Taught goodness is born out of fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being unloved. Fear of being seen as the difficult one, the selfish one, the bad one. Myshkin was fearless. That is how he remained pure. You are afraid. That is why you only look good. And the distance between those two things, between being good and looking good, is your entire life. Every relationship you've held on to too long, every boundary you didn't set, every apology you gave when you were not wrong, every moment you made yourself smaller so someone else could feel bigger. That wasn't virtue. That was fear wearing virtue's face. Dostoevsky wrote this in 1868. Russia was in transition. The old aristocracy was collapsing. The new merchant class was rising. And in that chaos, Dostoevsky saw something that has never stopped being true. The pure are always the first to be crushed, because the system is not built on honesty. The system is built on power. And power is not about being the best person in the room. Power is about finding the gaps, finding the vulnerability, finding the one person who won't fight back, finding the one person who will absorb the damage quietly and call it grace. Now come to 2026. Look at LinkedIn. Empathetic leader. Everyone knows how he actually got there. Look at Instagram. Authentic. Every post is calculated 3 days in advance. Look at your office. Who is the most hardworking person who still hasn't been promoted? Who is the most honest person still sitting at the same desk they sat at 3 years ago? Myshkin existed in 1868. He exists right now. Except today he is being crushed by Slack messages, by performance reviews, by the slow and bloodless bureaucracy of a system that rewards performance over truth. The system hasn't changed. Only the costumes have. This autopsy will continue. If you want a seat at the table, subscribe. Because before we go any further, I need to tell you something about Myshkin's real mistake. His real mistake was not his goodness. His real mistake was expecting to be loved because of it. And you are making the exact same mistake right now. Now, I'm talking directly to you. The book is set aside. This is about your life. You are a Myshkin. The difference is Myshkin didn't know it. You do, and you keep going anyway. There is a relationship in your life, a job, a friendship, a family member, a person you love, where you are always the one giving, always the one adjusting, always the one apologizing, always the one waiting. And there is a voice inside you, very quiet, very patient, that keeps saying, one day they will see it. One day they will understand. One day I will finally be enough. Myshkin said that too. Now let me tell you about Nastasia. Nastasia Filipovna was abused as a child, controlled by someone who claimed to love her. And what that did to her, permanently, structurally, was make love feel like danger. She could not trust someone who genuinely cared for her, because in her experience, care always came with a price. Myshkin loved her, truly, completely, without strategy, and that love terrified her. You have people like this in your life, not because you are unlucky, because you choose them. And the reason you choose them, the reason you are drawn to the broken ones, the unavailable ones, the ones who will never quite let you in, is this. The person who truly loves you makes you uncomfortable. Real love asks something of you. Real love says, you have to show up fully. You have to be known. You have to risk being wrong and being hurt and being changed. But loving a broken person is safe, because a broken person can never fully expect anything from you. You get to keep your distance. You get to stay behind the glass. You get to be the good one, permanently, effortlessly, without ever being truly tested. You are not being good. You are hiding. And you have been calling it virtue for so long that you forgot the difference. Think about the last time someone offered you something real. Not a transaction, not a role, just genuine closeness. What did you do? You probably deflected. You made a joke. You said you were fine. You turned the conversation back to them, because being truly seen felt more dangerous than being quietly alone. That is not humility. That is armor. And the tragedy of Myshkin, the real tragedy, not the literary one, is that he never understood he was wearing armor too. His goodness was his armor. His purity was his wall. He gave everything to everyone and called it love, but love requires you to be present. And Myshkin was never fully present. He was always busy saving, always busy absorbing, always somewhere between the person in front of him and the idea of who that person could become. You recognize this because you do it too. Myshkin's ending is this. He has a seizure. He breaks down completely. The people he tried to save are gone, and he is sent back to Switzerland, back to where he started, as if nothing that happened in between ever mattered. Dostoevsky is not being cruel. He is being precise. Pure goodness, unguarded and without power, cannot survive in this world. It either breaks or it retreats. But that is not the real question. The real question is, why are you still trying to be him? Myshkin was a good man. It did not save him. And now I want to ask you something. I don't need your answer. I just need you to sit with the question. The people who taught you to be good, were they good people? Or did they teach you goodness because it made you easier to manage? Because a child who doesn't raise his voice is a quiet child. Because a person who always forgives never holds anyone accountable. Because someone who settles for less never asks for more. There is a difference between being taught goodness and choosing it. A massive difference. True goodness is a choice. It comes from strength, not fear. It comes from having enough security, enough self-respect, enough inner ground to stand on that you can give without losing yourself. True goodness does not make you smaller. True goodness never asks you to disappear. Myshkin destroyed himself because he held his goodness like a weapon, pointed inward. Every act of grace cost him something he couldn't afford to lose, and he kept paying anyway, because somewhere, beneath all of it, he believed that if he was good enough, the world would finally be fair. The world was not fair. It never agreed to that contract. Before you close this video, just one thing. Who did you make yourself smaller for today? I don't want your answer. I don't want you to fix it right now. I just want you to see it. Clearly, without excusing it, without calling it love or patience or maturity. Just see it. The book is over. The autopsy is not. In Dostoevsky's world, the next room is darker. A man commits a crime, but who is truly guilty? We will open that door in the next video. Stay at the table.